Hello there, everyone, and welcome to this live virtual town hall on unemployment and COVID-19. From the state capitol here in Sacramento, I'm Brian Green. Glad to have you all along with us. We know that many communities across the state are hurting in the wake of this pandemic, and most especially those millions of Californians who have lost jobs as our state's economy has contracted and been impacted by job losses and unemployment. People need answers to their questions about unemployment benefits and also clarity on how they can best proceed through the process of filing claims and promptly receiving benefits, and even finding resources for job opportunities. People need answers to their questions, and that is why we are here. And this live town hall allows the faithful public servants who are with me, our state senator from San Diego and a representative of EDD, the Employment Development Department, to explain the programs that are set up and the resources that are available to help everyone and to answer as many questions as possible. So, joining me here in the studio live here in Sacramento is State Senator Ben Hueso. He represents California's 40th Senate District, representing the cities of Imperial Beach, Chula Vista, National City, and portions of the city of San Diego and Imperial County. You all know him, folks, but I wanted to give him the formal introduction. We're all masked and socially distanced here to stay safe with each other. But Senators, glad to have you here in the studio. Welcome to the town hall.
Thank you, Brian. It's a pleasure to be here, and I just want to thank you for facilitating this discussion. You know, our office has been absolutely bombarded with lots of questions regarding EDD.
I imagine that.
And there are lots of people that have been impacted by this, and they want what they're entitled to. They're entitled to unemployment benefits. And the pandemic just caught us completely abruptly, and it came upon us without really having the adequate time to retool our government, reorganize the office, hire more people. You know, that takes time to hire and train and to move people into the department to more quickly process the requests. So we've been working on that in the process. Our governor, Gavin Newsom, recently announced that unemployment could hit as much as 24% in our state.
Right.
And that would completely overwhelm our EDD department, and we're working on processing applications faster. The governor is, because it's essential that people get their benefits immediately, because they need to support their families. They have to pay bills and rent and everything else, and it's important that they be able to do that. So we're working very hard to guide people through this process and to know that we're there to help. My staff has been very helpful in getting lots of constituents information and help them through the application process. We don't forward their cases, we help them through the application process to ensure that it's finalized. So we're here to answer questions, and thank you for this opportunity to do that.
We're glad to have you, and we also have joining us via remotely via Zoom Annie Tamilo, who is the Workforce Services Deputy Division Chief for the EDD, for the Employment Development Department here in California. Annie, I can't see you, but I know you're there on Zoom. Welcome to our town hall.
Thank you. I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
We can definitely hear you, and we'll assume the public sees you. We can hear you, and we're glad to have you as part of this. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And I know, Senator, as you begin and we begin discussing with Annie, I know that this has had a profound effect on your 40th district, and even you as a public servant has sort of had to look at your own work and your district and the work you do as an elected official through a unique lens as well. And you've also been doing a lot of these kind of town halls, too.
We've been doing whatever we can to assist the public. We've been helping distribute food, resources, connect people with help, connect people with the funding that has been made available to specific groups. We've been helping businesses navigate through this really difficult time. And I always want to remind people we're there to serve them. So if they ever need anything, they could call us, and we have a great team that's waiting by helping people in our district, and it's been a very difficult time for everybody. I know that there are certain groups in our community that have been specifically hit hard. So it's important for us to identify what's available for them and as much as possible bring those resources into the district to help our constituents.
Right. And Annie, I know, of course, that the last few months have had a profound effect on you and your colleagues at EDD and the work that everyone is doing in trying to maintain status quo and respond to everybody. I know as you begin your presentation here, we allow you to reflect on a lot of the work that you and your colleagues are doing.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. First of all, I really appreciate what the senator is doing for not only the state of California, but your constituents. I think that the work that you're doing, especially what we're presenting or what we're about to present via live stream, hopefully will help the constituents of our area, of your area. And I say our area because I am the Deputy Division Chief for San Diego County and Imperial County, which I know Senator Hueso that's been your area for a long time. I remember you as an assembly member as well as the work that you're doing now as a senator. So I think this is immense to help the public, and I hope that this information that I'll provide today will definitely give some answers to the constituents, and if not, provide them with additional resources that will assist them through this very trying time.
Well,
So let me know when you want me to begin, and I can definitely hit on some really valuable points of the presentation, and then I can also answer some questions.
absolutely. Well, we have your PowerPoint, your presentation on the launch pad here. I don't know if Senator, if there's anything you wanted to share with Annie directly before she begins, feel free to as well.
Yeah, thank you. Annie, I just wanted to thank you for your hard work during this difficult time. Right now, it's more important than ever that EDD act on behalf of the people of our state. I know you guys are working overtime out there, and I know you're trying to work harder to process these applications, but I'm very grateful to your service. And maybe I could move into the first question, if
Well,
that's okay.
actually, Annie has a presentation she's going to give us to kind of
Okay.
queue up those questions.
That's fine.
Your timing is great. Will let her do the brief presentation.
Fantastic,
And then,
Annie.
folks, we do have a lot of those questions available that have been collected. We'll get to as many as we can. Annie, the table is yours, so to speak. Feel free to get right into your presentation, and we'll be listening along with everybody else.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So we're going to start with, let me start off with the information that I'm about to provide. These are information that it's very fluid. It changes rapidly, especially the statistics. Because of every week we are dealing with the massive number of folks that are applying for unemployment. So please bear in mind the information will change rapidly, and all of this information is available on our website, which is www.edd.ca.gov. I also know there's a lot of news releases that are going out to those that are filing unemployment, and so this information is available to the public. So let me start off with California unemployment insurance statistic. As of the period of March 14th, 2020 through May 23rd, 2020, which is roughly a little bit over a week ago, the regular unemployment insurance claims processed is a total of 4.7 million. Our pandemic unemployment assistance claims processed is approximately 640,000 claims. The total unemployment claims processed is 5.4 million in this short period of time.
Wow.
Total benefits paid in the state of California has been a total of $18.8 billion. The reason why I'm sharing this information is to give a perspective of the massive work that's been done in a very short period of time. I understand that there are folks that have not received their benefits, but I can assure you that we are working very diligently to get it processed. So hopefully in this presentation, I'll also share some information that could possibly, for people that are not aware that there are other ways to get through, I'll be able to share that information with you as well. Our current unemployment rate in California, and it's really sad because it is this time period that we're facing, it's 15.5%. We went from an unemployment rate 2 months ago at about 4%, approximately 4%, to 15.5%. In San Diego County, we went from approximately a 3% unemployment rate about February 2020, and now we are in the 15% unemployment rate. San Diego County, it's always been our county with a large unemployment rate. We are now at 28%. So it gives you a very, I don't want to give some bad news, but this is the reality of what we're dealing with right now. I'm going to move on. How EDD is handling this unprecedented volume. So these are some things that I'm going to point out, some of the work that we're trying to do to make this much more effective and efficient for everybody. So simplified processes to file claims and pay benefits faster. Added new programming to the EDD systems to accommodate this CARES Act. Automated several manual processes. Upgraded servers to handle a higher volume of claims. We've redirected 1,300 staff from EDD branches and other state agencies to assist. We've hired new unemployment insurance staff with plans to add at least 1,800 more. I will also share with your constituents the information on how to apply for some of these positions. We are currently hiring, so hopefully this is something to help some of our constituents. So we'll share that. I think Dana will upload the information for the public to see, and if they are not aware that we're hiring, please submit their application. So I'll go through that in a little bit. Establish the UI, or the Unemployment Insurance Online Assistance Center, for technical help. Implemented text messaging to claimants for more timely communication. Hourly health checks on the EDD systems to minimize service disruptions. Sorry. Going to the next. So let me talk a little bit about all of the different acts, or the CARES Act and the unemployment insurance and the different extensions that we have. So the federal pandemic unemployment compensation, referred to as the pandemic additional compensation by the EDD. This allows for an additional $600 stimulus payment in addition to your weekly benefit amount. There's also the pandemic emergency unemployment compensation. This allows up to 13 weeks of extended benefits. Then there's also the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, otherwise known as PUA. This allows for 39 weeks of benefits for those who don't usually qualify for unemployment insurance, such as business owners, the self-employed, and independent contractors. I'm going to go over each of these compensation acts. The pandemic additional compensation, this allows the 600 weekly stimulus payment automatically added to your weekly unemployment benefit amount. Applicable to almost all UI or unemployment claims, including regular unemployment insurance benefits, the pandemic unemployment assistance benefits, the work sharing claims, and then the pandemic the PEUC, which is the pandemic employment unemployment compensation. This does not apply to training extensions or state special school benefits. Applies only between March 29th, 2020 and July 25th, 2020. The pandemic emergency unemployment compensation provides an additional 13 weeks of unemployment benefits when all of the benefits associated with the regular unemployment claims are exhausted. You can file, this will be filed automatically if your claim began on or after June 2nd of 2019. If your claim was filed before June 2nd of 2019, then you must file a new claim. Applies only between March 29th, 2020 and December 26th, 2020. A 600 weekly stimulus applies between March 29th, 2020 and July 25th, 2020. Additional state and federal extensions may become available at a later time if authorized by California and or the federal government. The Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, this is the PUA. This benefits for customers not usually eligible for regular unemployment insurance or extended unemployment insurance benefits. These are your business owners, self-employed individuals, and independent contractors. Claimants with a regular unemployment insurance claim who have exhausted all their benefits and extensions, individuals with a limited work history or who could not begin a new job due to COVID-19. They can get up to 39 weeks of benefits with no waiting period. This applies between February 2nd, 2020 and December 26, 2020. A $600 weekly stimulus applies between March 29, 2020 through July 25th, 2020. EDD started accepting applications on April 28th, 2020. Retroactive to when you became directly impacted by COVID-19. Claims cannot begin any earlier than February 2nd. So if you haven't submitted your claim, submit your claim now, but it cannot go beyond February 2nd. So claims cannot begin any earlier than February 2nd, and it will be retroactive. Weekly benefit ranges from $167 to $450. Phase 1, everyone receives the $167 per week. Phase 2, the weekly benefit amount increases based on the 2019 net income reported at claim filing, retroactive to the first week the claim began. Sorry. Unemployment updates. I want to keep you well informed. The EDD text messages to confirm when your claim is filed, when your first payment is made, the unemployment insurance online email reminders when it's time to certify for benefits. There is now EDD virtual agents, so you can get general information using our new chatbot featured on the EDD website. There's also the Unemployment Insurance Online Assistance Center open daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The staff that are on this online assistance center can help you with registration, your EDD customer account number, your password reset. Bank of America alert messages when your deposit is made to your card or when you have a low balance. The help is available 24/7. Dana, one of the staff, please, they can put this information online so that the public can see this. The EDD website, www.edd.ca.gov, it tells you how to file a claim. It talks about the CARES Act. It talks about the COVID-19 updates, and it's actually really informative. And then there's a recorded webinar on assisting programs for workers during this COVID-19 period. So this is some additional information. The UI online, the website information is www.edd.ca.gov. UI online, you can file or reopen a claim online, certify for benefits, get up-to-date claim and payment information, send a secure message requesting information about your claim. We also have our self-service phone line, 1-866-333-4606. Certify for benefits using the EDD telecert.
So, am I going to ask that question?
Yeah.
And then payment information on last payment date. Okay. There's also on the I can see it on the screen, the UI phone numbers. We have our regular unemployment insurance and the pandemic unemployment assistance claims. That's regular one for those is 8 to 12 noon, Monday through Friday. It also has, we have agents who can speak English, Spanish, Cantonese, Mandarin, Vietnamese. We also have other language resources if necessary. We have deaf and hard of hearing. And if that's necessary, we are also available to help with the unemployment insurance online. And as I mentioned earlier, your password resets, your EDD customer account number. But there's also a UI self-service line that's available 24/7, and that's also on the website. And at this point, we can go into some Q&A.
All right, thank you very much, Annie. Annie Tamilo, she's the Workforce Services Deputy Division Chief at EDD, and I'm here, of course, with Senator Ben Hueso, and we are talking about all the services provided by EDD. Thank you for that informative presentation. And yes, Annie, as a matter of fact, we do have a lot of questions. I'll kind of tag team here with Senator Hueso on a few of them, but Senator, I'll give you the shot. We've got them in front. Those that are watching on Zoom and on your website will see them. Go ahead, give us the first question.
Thank you, Annie, and thank you for that presentation. We have a constituent that wants to know about the steps that EDD goes through after a constituent may fill out an application. So when the person fills out the application, then what happens next? What should the applicant receive next, if anything?
Absolutely. So they'll file. I recommend the best way that we're telling people is file online. I know they can do it by phone, they can do fax or mail, but it's so much easier and for them to get their information quickly if they can do it online. So I just want to make sure I encourage the public to do that. They can certify for their benefits, receive the EDD debit card, and get paid as quickly as possible if they could do it online, or again, they can do the phone and the fax. They can continue to certify for continuing their benefits every 2 weeks until you return to work or your benefits run out. So when you file your application, it will take some time. They'll get a letter or an email within 10 days that the customer will receive an online account created, email within a few days after their claim is filed. This gives them immediate access to their claim information. We also text our customer once their claim is filed, and then again when their first payment is made. If they have a UI online, we email them every 2 weeks to remind them to certify for benefits.
All right, thank you very much. I'll go ahead and take the next question, Senator. We'll tag team. How can EDD improve communications to applicants? Many people have small issues and don't get notified about it, and everything is held up because of it. So if the applicant doesn't know about it, then they can't fix it. Our office had one case where the mailing address to the constituent was wrong. Then the debit card was not issued by B of A, and all of this happening while the constituent had no idea what was happening until they contacted our office. Took nearly 2 months for everything to get corrected.
Okay, I understand. When a claim is filed, all customers are mailed the notice of claim filed and a notice of unemployment insurance award within the 10 business days. If any of their information on either form is incorrect, such as the mailing address, social security number, or wage information, the form instructs the customer, and this is very important, instructs the customer to notify the EDD within 10 days. They can hand amend the form and mail it back to the address listed, or advise us through the UI online by sending a secure message. Of course, the latter is preferred because it's faster, like I mentioned the UI online. Plus, customers can update their own personal information, such as their address and phone number, without speaking to an agent or sending a message. They can do that all online.
All right, thank you. Senator, go ahead, take the next question.
Thank you. We have a constituent that applied on March 1st. It's been 3 months and they've been waiting for their claim. Is it normal that it's taking so long? What can they do to receive their money faster?
So thank you, Senator. As I was mentioning earlier, with the overwhelm, claims that we've processed and so forth. However, EDD is working really diligently to get all of our claims processed and to get people paid as quickly as possible. So let me just perhaps, depending on the situation, but if it's a small business owner, a self-employed independent contractor, um, the this applies to that pandemic unemployment assistance extension or claim. If it's that particular claimant, they can file for and if they file for unemployment prior to April 28th, which is the first day we began accepting the PUA applications, they will need to file their PUA claim again. So if they filed, some people there's a lot of information out there, and so some of them are getting confused. So if they are a small business or self-employed or independent contractor, and they thought, okay, let me go ahead and apply for unemployment before April 28th, and they're waiting, they need to reapply again because it did not go into effect until after or on April 28th and after. Okay, but don't worry, the claim will start on the date that you or your business was first impacted by the COVID-19, providing that it's no earlier than February 2nd. So I mentioned earlier, if let's say that this applies to them and they file before, they will need to file, but it will be retroactive, no earlier than February 2nd. If they filed a claim and earned a W-2 wages, so if this is somebody who's employed by an employer and earned W-2 wages, Senator, please have one of your staff escalate this on your behalf. I know that I spoke to some of the staff and there's a process because that's too long. So have somebody escalate it and we'll take care of it.
All right. Okay. Next question. California is slowly opening, but my industry is not there yet, nor do I feel safe going out yet. When do I need to worry about qualifying for my unemployment?
Okay, great question. So the department, the EDDs frequently ask questions that states an individual is disqualified for unemployment if they refuse to accept suitable employment when offered. Under the California law, the EDD will consider whether or not the work is suitable in light of the factors such as the degree of risk involved to the individual's health and safety, or if the wages or the hours or other working conditions for the work offered are substantially less favorable than those prevailing for similar work in the locality. Shortly after the pandemic began, the California Department of Public Health has issued guidance urging individuals who are over 65, immune compromised, or have certain serious chronic health conditions such as heart disease, lung disease, or diabetes to stay at home due to higher risk factors. Under the California law, the EDD will consider whether the particular work is suitable in light of these factors, such as the degree of the risk involved to the individual's health and safety, and as a result, whether the individual has a good cause. A person would not have a good cause for refusing the work solely because the wages offered for the work are less than the amount received in regular unemployment benefits.
All right, thank you. Senator.
Okay, we have another question. I've been waiting on benefits for 10 weeks, but my job is reopening tomorrow. My family is still under immense financial distress. Am I still able to receive the payments, or should I, that I have got, the question is, am I still able to receive the payments I should have received when I was furloughed?
Absolutely. You can receive unemployment insurance benefits up to the day before you return to work. Due to the extreme time that you've been waiting, I would escalate this through Senator, your office again. You can send a secure or they can send a secure message through your their unemployment online account requesting a status update on your claim and payment. So I want to just stress to your constituents that sometimes I think a lot of them don't realize that they can send a secure message through their online account. They can get their responses a lot quicker when they're doing that. Again, in this case, because it is an extreme time, I would encourage even the senator's staff, your staff, to send the information directly to EDD, and we will look into it.
All right.
Can I just
ask
Senator. One just from the top of my head?
Absolutely.
And that refers to that question, because if some of these payments are taking so long to receive and people need the money urgently, sometimes they can get a loan from a financial institution with the promise that when the money comes, it's repaid. Are you aware of any programs like that? And if there were, is there a way you could communicate to a financial institution that the person applying is going to receive benefits?
Unfortunately, Senator, I am not aware of that. I mean,
Okay.
on a personal note, I know that a lot of bank institutions are very flexible at this time. But as far as EDD, aside from Bank of America, who is the one that works with us to issue the debit cards for the unemployment, we don't have that type of communication to let them know that that they can obviously offer them a loan, and then the unemployment will pay for that. I'm sure that there's documents that the individual receives that they can show their bank institution that, hey, look, I'm going to be collecting unemployment. This is what I'm eligible for. I'm just waiting for that. But I don't have that information as far as EDDs, as far as us saying that to the bank institution that this money is coming for the person.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Senator. I'll give you that next question, too.
Yes, thank you. We have another constituent that applied on March 15th, but has been disqualified due to a previous overpayment. The first 2 weeks of their claim covered that debt, but they are still not receiving any funds. It's been a total of 11 weeks without any income. And they say, I need help.
Okay. So you have a few options. I would start by calling our overpayment department, and please make sure you write this number down, at 1-800-676-5737, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m., to see if they can resolve your issue by the phone. Another option is to send a secure message through your UI online account explaining your situation. Lastly, you can file a pandemic unemployment assistance claim, and the EDD will determine your eligibility.
All right. Next question, which is actually a three-part question. How long should it take for PUA applications to process? It has been 4 weeks since I submitted an application for my dad, but an account still has not been made on the EDD website. Is there any guarantee that we will see his unemployment benefits soon? I'm nervous that the application will be forgotten about and he won't ever see any benefits. Should we reapply with a different email address, or will that prolong the application process or confuse the system, since it will be with the same Social Security number? And I think that's it. So you got a little handful of information to share there with us, Annie.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so even though you can apply, so the first part of the question. So even though you can apply online, all PUA claims, all pandemic unemployment assistance claims, must be reviewed by a staff to ensure you receive the correct benefit amount and a claim start date. Since we began accepting PUA applications on April 28th, we've been overwhelmed with requests, taking about 3 weeks before benefits are paid and the EDD debit card is received. Due to mail delays, customers are often able to view their claim information in the UI online account well before their claim documents are received in the mail. The second part of the question, if you received a confirmation number when he filed, the claim will be processed. His claim and benefits and payments will be retroactive to when he was first impacted by the COVID-19. The last part of the question, no, it will only delay the process and create confusion. Okay, so do not reapply. Just be patient. I understand it's difficult, but don't do that, because it will confuse the process and it may delay it more.
Okay. Senator?
Thank you. Our next question is, what can an applicant do who has applied for PUA over a month ago and is eligible for those benefits and sees a zero balance on their account? EDD has not reached out for more information.
Okay. So if you applied before April 27th, You will need to reapply as the first day we accepted PUA applications was April 28th, 2020. Your claim will be retroactive to the first day you and your business were impacted by COVID 19. Since the program didn't begin until February 2nd, 2020, that would be the very first date your claim could begin.
All right, and the next question here, why is EDD basing the PUA benefit payment levels on our gross income? They only ask about our gross income when we certify. This is not a representation of our actual net income.
So PUA benefit levels are based on your 2019 net income and not your gross earnings. Because of this, when you report your earnings, you only need to report your net earnings. Consult with your tax advisor or your IRS or the IRS for the allowable deductible business expenses.
All right, and I'll tell you what, I'll move on to this next question, and then I'll give you one, Senator. I work for a nonprofit in San Diego, and I help a lot of clients doing their UI and PUA applications. I do this to help them do it online. I work remotely due to stay-at-home orders, so I cannot be with my clients physically. Most of my clients do not speak English and are unable to express themselves over the phone. Can I call EDD on behalf of them? They will not be next to me to authorize me to talk to EDD, and if not, what is the alternate way EDD will accept?
Okay, great question. So the EDD has a comprehensive language access plan that provides interpretive service free of charge. Unemployment insurance has designated UI phone lines for customers who speak Spanish, Cantonese, Mandarin, and Vietnamese. For other languages, we have two options. Since EDD staff collectively speak up to 70 languages, we first try to connect them internally for assistance. The second option is to connect them to an EDD vendor who offers translation services in over 100 languages. In some circumstances, we can try to arrange a three-way call, but due to technology constraints, this is not always possible. Additionally, all EDD forms, web content, and systems like UI Online are available in both English and Spanish. We also have our most commonly used forms and publications on our website in 10 additional languages: Armenian, Cantonese, Mandarin, Hmong, Vietnamese, Laotian, Korean, Tagalog, Russian, and Punjabi.
Okay, Senator.
We have a constituent that submitted a question that says, I opened a claim with EDD, then my company got the PPP loan, so I returned back to work full-time right after I went to open an unemployment claim. I received the first 2 weeks of payment even though I called EDD to stop payment and close my claim before I would get any payment. I was told by an EDD person that I would not get any payments, but I got payments. I want to stop payments and close my account and figure out how to return the money that EDD gave me that I should have not received. Can you please let me know how to do this?
Okay, thank you. Great question. So thank you for attempting to resolve this issue. To expedite payment processing, the EDD automatically certified benefits for our customers between March 14th and May 9th, 2020. It sounds like your claim may have fallen into this category. I would suggest sending a secure message to the EDD from your UI Online account describing your situation. They would then establish an overpayment which would allow you to return these payments. Please know that you would not be penalized in any way. However, it does take time to set up an overpayment. Once you get the official notice in the mail with your claimant ID, you can visit the Benefit Overpayment Services webpage to make an online payment. Keep in mind that the claimant ID is different from your EDD customer account number and is only used for overpayment purposes at this time.
All right. We have our final question, Senator and Annie. I was disqualified from benefits for receiving paid PTO the first 2 weeks of unemployment due to COVID-19 and was unable to certify for following weeks, and phone operators still haven't been able to assist with my case. Will I still receive help?
Yes. It sounds like you may need to reopen your claim because you received too much income for 2 weeks in a row. It's an easy fix. Simply log into your UI online account. If the reopen claim button appears, select the link and provide all required information. If it does not appear, check to see if the certify for benefits button appears. If so, you're good to go. However, you will need to submit certifications for all outstanding weeks so we can bring your claim up to date. If none of these options appear, select the Contact Us tab from the top and send a secure message explaining your situation.
All right. Well, Senator and Annie, obviously we can tell that these questions are only the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, on all of the issues that folks in the district and statewide are dealing with as they process unemployment claims and figure out next steps, and even, to the credit of a constituent's honesty, trying to return claims that they don't feel that they should have received. So, you know, people are doing their best. And Annie, just as some parting words from you where you are with EDD, your reflections as we prepare to close up here, and also just as you move forward with your work.
Well, I want to make sure, and thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that the questions were great questions, and I'm sure these questions apply to many folks. I'm sure this is something that's applicable across the board, and so if this applies to you, make sure you, again, the message that I wanted to resonate with our public is that, you know, creating your account online, making sure that if you have those ones, like those, one of the questions was asking, like, even if the address was wrong, or the wrong social security number, and making sure that you connect with the sending your secure message. Many folks are not aware of that, so they're frustrated because they can't get through on the phone, but they can do that, and that will take care of their communication needs and get a quicker response. The other thing I want to make sure that I want to be able to share with our public, because we are hiring and we need the help, I want to make sure that they are aware that they can go onto our website on the, it's www.calcareers, CALCARERS.ca.gov. We are looking, we have available positions for employment program representatives. They require college education, public contact experience to process claims and assist customers, including over the phone and off the phone work. We're also looking for office technician, requires clerical skills to assist customers over the phone. We also have positions in financial services classifications, including tax auditors, an accountant one specialist, accountant technicians, and accounting officers. If they go on this website, we have all this information on there. It's very user friendly. The applicants who possess, we are even looking with those that have bilingual skills, including Spanish, Cantonese, Vietnamese, and Mandarin. We're encouraging them to apply. So, you know, please definitely look into that, especially with, you know, looking at our unemployment being so high. We would like to give that opportunity for folks that are unemployed to apply for these positions.
And Annie, I think that that's really important to bring up, the distinction that in addition to people applying for benefits, you are also offering the opportunities for jobs. So that is an extraordinary thing to be doing in the middle of all of this too.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for bringing that up. Senator, just some parting words for you. I know, obviously, as we say, this is the tip of the iceberg. Your office, in particular, your staff are working in partnership with you, your Capitol staff, but also in particular your district staff, and your district office is fielding all of these questions. If folks are watching this, we have the information also to them to be able to get a hold of your office and to reach you and your staff and get some response on some of these
yes,
issues.
and I understand that there were more questions that we weren't able to answer today, and I apologize for that. But
it's okay. We could be here for hours probably and not address it all.
That's
so,
why
yes.
we want to encourage people to call my office or call EDD. They can do a search on the website. Just look up Senator Ben Hueso, and they can access the information. Or if not, they can call my Chula Vista office at 619-409-7690, and our Imperial County office at 760-335-3442. We encourage people to call us. We're there to serve, and we'll help everyone through this process, and hopefully we'll get through this all working together.
Absolutely. And on behalf of California, on behalf of your constituents and your staff, thank you for all the work, the yeoman's work that you and your colleagues are doing to keep things as on a steady course as much as possible through a lot of these uncertain times. So kudos to you for all of the work that you and your team
Brian,
have
and thank
done.
you for helping to facilitate this discussion.
No, I appreciate that, and appreciate you, Annie, for taking the time to do the presentation and to answer all of the questions. And good luck to you and your team at EDD for your continued work, nonstop work, 7 days. I won't say 24/7, but it may pretty much be, it sounds like. And continued work, luck with all of you as the work that you're doing at EDD for the people of California.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Senator. I appreciate the work that you do.
All right, Annie Tamilo, she is with the Employment Development Department, and our own state Senator Ben Hueso from the 40th Senate District. Best of luck to you. I wish you peace of mind, sir, and continued safety, and good luck with everything, and hope we have the chance to have these conversations again.
Thank you,
soon.
and I want to wish everyone listening to please stay safe.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, folks, there you go. I hope this was helpful to you in some way as you are pursuing EDD plans and the situation and the opportunities that are coming about. I want to remind everybody that this presentation, it is live as we speak, but it will be archived on the Senator's webpage. So if there's anything that you have heard that it prompts you to ask more questions or to even have some sort of questions that you want to refer to others who were not able to watch, feel free to come back here in a couple of days. Likely will be archived here, and you can repeat, run the conversation again, and continue to provide information to others who need it. So, folks, that's it for us here in Sacramento. And on behalf of Annie and Senator Ben Hueso, I'm Brian Green at the State Capitol. I wish you all the best of health and peace of mind, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon. Take care.